Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the TheBINPodcast. This is episode 73. I am your host today, B-Hub, also known as the guy that lost the championship on his birthday. And I'm still very depressed, and I don't know what to do about it. But I'm here with two of my friends, and one of them is just giving me the L sign, and he's literally Fortnite emote dancing on me, and this is terrible. MG's saluting. I'll salute as well. But I'm here with two of the other co-hosts. Isaiah's not here. He's on a trip. And I hope he enjoys his trip. And first, I'm going to introduce as the guy who is one of my best friends. MG, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Listen, as a Sixers fan, it's so good to see the Celtics lose. But the fact that it happened on your birthday, I don't even know the pain that you are feeling right now. So I would hope that you are doing a little bit better. But I still have no mercy for the Celtics. And someone who wears number 0 in green and white, who had 13 points, I want to say, in a closeout. Oh no, never mind. But yeah, we'll talk about that later. But I'm doing good, man, and I'm ready to get the podcast back rolling. And yeah.
And before I introduce Hayden, I want to say I'm sorry I've been absent. I haven't been on an episode since we did the NFL draft stream. So
Yeah,
I've been very inconsistent. I got sick, and then one weekend I just couldn't do it.
I want to say this.
Gonna...
We all have had stuff pop up. Terrible stuff, sickness, stuff happened.
And it happens on Friday. I don't know why.
The best part is when I say, "Oh, yo, boys, I can't record. You guys got it?" They'll be like, "Yeah, we got it."
And then something comes up.
And then they don't record. The last time someone else recorded was when it was me and Isaiah. The only episode with me and Isaiah.
And then we did a live stream for the Celtics and Warriors prediction. That was our last upload on the channel. But we are here, and we're ready to get the podcast back rolling this summer, baby.
We're so be consistent.
I have a couple things I want to say. First things first. Imagine not seeing a win on your birthday for your basketball team. Couldn't be me. Second.
Nope.
I have a message from a good friend of the channel named Cypress. The reason why Isaiah's not here is because he killed him.
Murder mystery? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Well, that's so cool because I got a message also too. Isaiah is not dead. He did not. Cypress did not complete the job.
He hit his arm. Then he hit his arm.
Cypress did not complete the job. Isaiah. Message to the podcast is fuck the Celtics. He wanted everyone to know that as he is on vacation that he does not like. He's a Lakers fan, understandable, right? So that's the message.
I think the podcast needs a new hit, man, because this is Cypress's third time he failed at killing Isaiah.
Yep. By the way, YouTube, before you try to take this down or anything, this is a complete joke.
It's a podcast show. Every time Isaiah goes away, we say
Yep.
I hope it's
because
a joke.
Cypress said it one time over. It was me and MG recording back on the Spotify days. Shout out to that.
Yes, sir. But let's go, boys. We got the Celtics and Warriors final series over. That is it for the NBA season. We got a Celtics fan on the podcast. So, Hayden, we're going to let him explain how he felt about the series last. And how about you go first and tell us what you thought about this final series.
By the way, hello, Hayden.
Hi, BF.
Hi. Okay, I introduced you.
All right, Hayden, besides laughing at the Celtics, can you actually tell
me? I can't help it. You know it's funny. MG as a Sixers fan. You know it's funny.
Hey, bro.
See, it's contagious. It's hard not to laugh at them.
But what is your overall thoughts on the series, though? That's it. That's all you got. Straight face, no words.
And let's move on to the next segment. I think no.
Are you gonna say anything about the series?
No. He has no words. He has no word. Hayden has no words. He just wants you to take the L, B-Hub. So since Hayden's gonna troll B-Hub the whole time, all right. So look, this is how the series went. Now, I'm not gonna do the trolling. I'm gonna let Hayden do that. But I think this series came down to one man, and I don't want to put all the blame on one person because it is a team game at the end of the day. But when you look at how the series was, You had role players for the Celtics really step up in games one and games three and other games as well. I could point out you had Jalen Brown step up throughout most of, if not the whole entire series, multiple 20-point plus games, and I believe he had 30 in game number six in the closeout
Yes.
game. So Jalen Brown really showed up. Al Horford had a moment in game one where he really looked dominant, but really didn't do much sense, right? But you always had someone step up. Robert Williams had an up and down series, right? But I think what it
He was
really came
battling
down to is
injury.
that we had games where the Celtics role players showed up. We had games where the Warriors role players showed up. But I think the biggest difference is that when the Warriors needed their guy, Stephen Curry, he had multiple 30-point games, a 40-point game. He did have one game where he slumped a little bit, but the next game he went right back to form, having a 34-point game in the closeout. When you look at the Celtics star, and this is not the harp on Tatum because I'm actually a big fan of his game, but I just felt like when they needed him most, it was other guys that were doing things and it wasn't him. I feel like when you have 13 or 15 points in game six, you can't be the best player and have that performance, especially when Jalen Brown, who's your number two guy, is having 30 points and putting out his best efforts. I feel like even in game number one, where Tatum really passed the ball well, he wasn't himself in the scoring department. This series just did not look like Jason Tatum. It looked like a shell of himself. And that could also be caused by maybe his shoulder was messing with him. I don't want to give excuses because it's the finals, but he did have some shoulder problems. So was that the problem? I don't know. But all I know is Jason Tatum didn't show up. And when you look at what the Celtics did defensively against Curry, I mean, they had a. You can say they had one good game against him, but even that game, Curry was just missing wide open shots, and Curry was really just outmatching the Celtics defense. He would find ways to get open, find ways to make shots, and then when his 3-point shot wasn't falling, he took Al Horford and Robert Williams to the basket, more so Al Horford to the basket a lot, and finished over him. Which Al Horford, he's not at that point of his career defensively where he has the legs and the ability to get a chase down block over a smaller and quicker guard. So that was definitely a mismatch problem. And
MG,
then what's up?
I noticed that anytime they faced a good guard, Kyrie Irving, Drew
Hmm.
Holiday, Kyle Lowry, I saw that. Shut up, shut up. And Steph Curry. That's one thing I noticed too. But continue as I
Yeah,
show
I
B Hub it
mean,
now.
they were attacking Al Horford. I mean, Al Horford. I mean, his job is not to guard perimeter players, right? So definitely, the Celtics had him do that a few times when their defense got broken down in other areas. I feel like Marcus Smart did not have his best defensive series, trying to keep up with the guards. I mean, every time he defended Klay Thompson, I guess it was cool, especially in games one and three. But other than that, I can't really say Marcus Smart was a huge impact here. Grant Williams was nowhere to be found. He was not the spark plug I thought he'd be. Derek White had moments, but not on a consistent level where, Derek White was a great factor. So a little bit of inconsistencies, but really, I mean, Jalen Brown was the man this entire series. I feel like throughout almost every single game, I can say Jalen Brown had great moments. He played great. He showed up. He gave his best. And I think also too, another thing is that when what the Celtics did in games one and three, which they came out in victorious, is that they first off they got Draymond Green in foul trouble, which was amazing by you guys. You got him to start complaining and just doing all these crazy stuff, and that was great by you guys. You guys held Jordan Poole down, other than a few half court shots.
Yeah, he just couldn't miss those.
Yeah, yeah, those are just Anytime anytime the clock was winding down, Jordan Poole would make it. I
Jordan
think
He
Poole
was
made it
always
happen.
gonna make it.
you guys did a really good job. I feel like defending the Warriors bench for the most part. Gary Payton II is not really offensive like star type of player or anything. He's not a world beater offensively. Jordan Poole was held in check throughout majority of the series. But I think what really hurt you guys, other than Steph Curry and maybe a little bit of Klay Thompson here and there, what really hurt the Celtics was Andrew Wiggins. He was the X factor in this series. I mean, we talk about, when the Warriors needed rebounding, they were struggling with the boards in the first three games of the series. Andrew Wiggins stepped up in game four and five, I believe, and had double digit rebounds. When
And
they needed
says
extra scoring because Steph Curry was struggling in game five, Wiggins gave them 26 points and led the team in scoring. When they needed defense on Jason Tatum because Curry kept getting mismatched on him, Andrew Wiggins took that assignment and held Jason Tatum to subpar performances. Andrew Wiggins was the guy who really stepped up for Steph Curry throughout the series, and
he was that
you
guy.
know he'd been through a lot. He
He
was the
has.
first overall pick. He was the first overall pick, and he got criticized a lot because no one thought he was worth it after the first few years of his career. He comes over, gets traded to the Warriors, has an all-star type season. Now, I don't think he should have been a starter. I thought he should have just been a reserve, but nonetheless was playing great, was doing some good things this season. Then was quiet after the all-star break. He had some good games, but he was very quiet. But I think, especially in the conference finals and the NBA finals, when you needed Andrew Wiggins, he really showed up. I mean, he was just electric against the Mavericks, just doing everything, and then once again against the Celtics. So, I mean, that's the full breakdown of the series. And I know B Hub's going to talk about probably some things he didn't like, but that's just my evaluation of this entire series. But B Hub, what do you think? And the floor is basically yours. You're the Celtics fan here,
Yeah.
so.
So, first of all, I want to say I want to thank the Boston Celtics for giving me a great run this year. Coming from being 18-21, beginning of January, not even being in the playoffs, that's something to be proud of. But something I'm not proud of is how
Oh.
a guy by the name of Jason Tatum played in the finals. He's my favorite player, but I gotta be real. He did not show up. He only showed up one game. One game when he had 27 points and we won. But besides that, he did really nothing else. He didn't bring anything defensively. He did decently rebounding, but he just was a shell of himself, like MG said. The first person ever to have over 100 turnovers in a playoff series. His playmaking was bad. He was making stupid passes. Like sometimes it just looked like he didn't care. But I know he wanted to win. But Andrew Wiggins just played so well defensively against him that he froze up. And that's what happens sometimes. That's not an excuse or anything. I give all the credit in the world to Andrew Wiggins for what he did defensively. He was their best defender in that series, well, easily their best defender. And what for the jobs he did defensively against Jason Tatum, sometimes getting switched on Jaylen Brown, he did very well. And Jaylen Brown, he showed up. And if the Celtics would have won the championship, he would have been the Finals MVP.
Mm-hmm.
But we just didn't play well defensively. That's the thing. I don't get why we did those things with Curry. I don't know why we let them switch to get Al Horford on Curry. I don't know why.
Well,
Al Horford is older now. He can't stay up with them. But it was a smart thing by Steve Kerr, who I attribute a lot for this Finals win, getting those mismatches. You can say what you want to say, Hayden.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I noticed throughout this playoffs with you guys. The pick and rolls killed you. Because that's what killed you in Game 5 versus us. That's a couple of reasons why you lost in Miami. They would send Butler to Bam a screen. Horford would be on. Butler, and Smart would be on Bam, and you lob it up to Bam. Bam's gonna win that.
Sometimes, if Robert Williams is fully healthy.
No, but Williams wasn't healthy. But you guys fell.
Not an excuse, but
the pick and
they
rolls.
did right.
That's one thing that I want to see more from Marcus Smart. I want to see him fight through the pick and rolls.
He did not play as like the defensive player like
No.
he did the second half. He got torched.
He did. Curry just said "fuck you."
Straight up, I'm like, obviously it sucks for your team to lose, but I'm glad Stephen Curry finally won that Finals MVP. It just sucks it happened against my team on my birthday.
No, that's bullshit. It should have been Andrew Wiggins. For the memes, it should have been Wiggins.
Scamp!
Wiggins was scam!
Mm-hmm.
But I want to say thank you to the Boston Celtics. And I want to say congratulations to all the Warriors fans, all the players that played, really. We all know one guy that really sucks on that team, Damian Lee. But they all played well. They filled their roles. Even some people stepped up because Draymond Green did not play well until the final game. When he needed to play well, he played well. So I gotta clap it up to him. They played an amazing series, and all I can say is congratulations. And also congratulations to Stephen Curry for winning the Finals MVP.
Finally.
Yep.
It hurts. It hurts, but next year is going to be really interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. He should have won it when the years KD won it.
I mean, We'll
I don't
see.
think so.
Iggy deserved it more than Steph in 2015.
The only reason Iggy won it is because he overperformed what he was expected to do. Stephen Curry should have won.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Iggy, I want Iguodala. Nobody.
Hey, without him winning that, we wouldn't get that infamous moment. So
I don't know about that. Max Kellerman's Max Kellerman.
Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know about that one, B.
you know what? You got a valid point there. Max, he's a
He
special
said that
breed.
in the Toronto series when they lost.
Yeah, but
We'll see.
It was,
Jason Tatum just didn't play well.
It was so bad that Iggy had to go on the show to Max Kellerman and say, "Man, you crazy.
You crazy, bro.
crazy.
You crazy.
You crazy, bro." But no, my opinion now. I want to give my thoughts. Man right below me, he played like shit. He is not top 10, and he won't be. The guy right below MG is top 10 all time.
Oh, you said you're saying he will never be top 10
this year.
because he's. Oh.
He's not top
I mean,
10.
you can argue he is top 10 now, but all right.
Man, you can still argue it.
I'll take
Yeah, no.
Paul George over him and John Morant, but
No, John Morant's not better,
John
but
Morant is better.
okay.
But we'll have that in
Yeah.
a different episode because this is about the embarrassment of the Boston Celtics. This title is gonna be the embarrassing Celtics.
I don't know if that's good English or I'm just dumb. Embarrassing
No.
Celtics.
This is why everyone watching, Caden is the guy. He comes up here, says stupid things, makes bad takes, and he gets roasted for it. But continue. What do you think of the series?
I think what Boston went wrong with, I think it was coaching. It showed. Yeah, Steve Kerr. How do you say his name?
Steve Kerr.
No, I'm talking
No,
about Boston.
Oh.
I want Hayden to try. To
Yeah,
say
no, I actually wanted to try it.
Let me. Yeah.
You're
But
already
anyway.
wrong.
Ime Udoka.
He made
Thank you.
Udoka.
Mhm.
I fucked it up, I think, but I think it showed because just like Monty Williams, I think this Celtics team is the same as the Sun team last year. You got great pieces to make a good run for the future. You just needed the experience, and I think this is what the Celtics needed. Was the finals experience? Was a really deep playoff push? Because you've been. Tatum, he's been to the divisional round conference final, but this was his first time in the NBA finals. Compared to this whole Warriors team, besides Jordan Poole, Gary Payton,
Experience really,
and
really
Andrew
matters.
Wiggins, that whole team had experience. Basically.
Here's my question, though.
What's up?
Now, while I do agree that experience has something to do with it, that doesn't fall in the coaching, because you said coaching lost them the series, where I don't know if that's necessarily true, because if I'm a coach and I have a team and I have a player who is one of the better players in the league, made all NBA first team this season, I would expect him to have more than 13 points in a closeout game. I don't think a coach can really stop that. Ime Udoka can tell Tatum to play better. He can put Tatum in a situation to play better, but at the end of the day, Tatum didn't play better. So I don't know if that was necessarily on the coaching, especially because I think he coached the Celtics perfectly in game one to when Tatum was struggling, but also he was put in such a tough position because you can easily adjust to Al Horford, right? It's not hard to stop Al Horford, right?
No.
So that was an easy adjustment. Ime Udoka I don't blame him because he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
He split the first two games at Golden State. He went back home with home court advantage going his way. Now they lost it. I'm not saying Ime Udoka is just, innocent and he doesn't deserve the blame. When you lose a championship, that especially big
Everyone's
time
at fault.
games, you lose as a
Everyone
team.
gets the blame.
But
He didn't
I don't think
coach
coaching
perfectly.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't really blame.
I wouldn't say
him.
that he's the reason that they
I'm
lost.
not
I don't
saying
think
he's the
Not
main
the
reason.
reason.
I'm just saying that's probably a reason because you're going against Steve Kerr, who has four finals wins.
4 is the coach, 5 is the
is
player.
Yeah, I got them mixed up. Okay. he has a lot of rings anyway, so he knows this experience. He played versus GOAT coaches. You gotta remember, he a few years ago had to beat the Spurs with Kawhi on it, Tim Duncan. He had to figure out how to play and win versus these better teams with Steph and Clay. This was before KD, and then when KD just got overpowered. But he had to figure that out, and he did. And I think it showed. Like I think Game 1, they weren't ready. I think Game 1 was a great opportunity to show, like Steve Kerr saying, "Hey, this is a young team. We're gonna play at you physical with our defense. We're gonna play at you, make it tough." And that got Steve Kerr to be like, "Oh, give him a little more respect and be like, okay." He made some adjustments, and then I think since then he could just tell he outcoached him.
I mean, I guess, but I mean, my biggest question now, because I mean, we have the results of the series.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, well, and I want B Hub, as a Celtics fan, we'll let you finish this question off, but I'll start it. I want to know what's next for the Celtics because the Boston Celtics are in a situation now where they have this same core kind of like locked in for at least
Yeah.
next season. So it's like
Question.
you run it back. But where do you really improve this team? Does experience is do you just need the experience? Do you come back next year and win it? Kind of like how the Suns did, had the same team come back and try it again. And my answer to that question would be, well, first off, if there's any area you can get better, obviously you do it. Now, there's not any big free agents, targets, or anything for the Celtics. If Al Horford doesn't retire or whatever, as long as Robert Williams is healthy, they kind of have big men, but you could improve there, depending on if Al Horford retires or whatever the case may be. Maybe you get a little bit better on the bench, but I think the Celtics are probably going to run it back next year. But I want to get y'all's opinion because y'all might be different. But I think the Celtics run it back next year.
With
Ime
the squad.
Udoka's coming in. He's coming in with he's gonna come in with finals experience after his first year. No one's done that. Y'all probably regular season turnaround ever. So you have a lot going for you. But Hayden, and like I said, we'll let BF finish the question because he's the Celtics. But
Yeah,
Hayden, what do you think is next for this team?
I think what's next is you build up the bench because that bench is going to look different. That's how it is for a lot of teams who are in the playoffs. They improve the bench. They try to do what you do there. Did you guys give up a first round pick for Derek White,
Derek White,
or was it a second? So
their
It was a
first.
first round
was
pick.
it this year's first?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you don't have the first. So you draft the back end, like your spot 9, 10, 11 in the second round of your bench. But you try
Hmm.
and bring in like some guys, like for example, off the top of my head, I gotta go. My guy Pat Connaughton. You try to bring in some guys who can bring good depth and good pieces to this role because outside of Derek White, you got Peyton Pritchard. I'm trying to
Hmm.
go off, and Williams,
That's Williams. Yeah, Grant Williams.
Grant Williams. If Derek White, I think Derek White's on a contract year too, so he might walk. He's not. I
Not
thought he was.
No.
I thought he was. Or is that
No.
next
He
year?
has 2 more years, I believe.
Okay.
Now.
So
okay.
you still got
Two
Derek
or
White.
three.
Don't worry about that, but I think you try and replace the Peyton Pritchard of the bench. I think that's where you go because
That's
there are some
interesting.
better guys out there in free agency
There
than Peyton
is
Pritchard. Try and get one of
there
them.
there is better guys. It's just Peyton Pritchard's so young. Do you give him another year to kind of develop into that backup guard role?
Because he
Because
played
that's
well.
He
yeah.
did.
Peyton Pritchard. Listen, I would not mind an upgrade there if I were in the Celtics perspective. I wouldn't mind that, but I don't know if that's a need. But I mean, an upgrade's an upgrade at the end of the day.
Because it's hard because do you replace Grant Williams?
Well, I think Grant Williams is now going to stay for the Celtics, and I think he's going to get whenever his contract is up, he's going to get
I think we're
probably
gonna bring
not
him
like he's not
back.
going to get like done crazy, but he's going to get like a 2 year, 3 year addition
Maybe
Yeah,
to his
like a
contract.
2 year, maybe 9 to 10 mil a year.
Yeah,
if
something
you
like that.
because you got to try and improve the bench. Then what you
I
My
mean,
my dream scenario is like to get Malcolm Brogdon, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Fuck you, he's
Because
coming
we
back
need some
home.
added play
If
marking.
you
We need some
if you get Malcolm
playmakers.
Brogdon, that means Marcus Smart would have to be out, correct?
Yes.
Maybe we could. Maybe we use Malcolm Brogdon at the 1,
Stay
Smart
away
at the
from Malcolm
2,
Brogdon, you
Jalen Brown
bitch.
at the 3, Tatum at the
In
4,
the
and Rob
4,
at the 5.
5, and then
Hey.
your bench would be Horford, Grant Williams, Peyton Pritchard, Derek White.
Stay
I mean, I
away from
It's
guess,
not.
Brogdon. He's
It's not
mine.
bad. But
yeah.
I like Malcolm Brogdon because he went to my favorite college,
I mean,
and
if
he's
not,
gonna get traded.
if you get
He's gonna
Malcolm
get
Brogdon,
traded.
the thing
To
is,
Milwaukee.
you're gonna have to give up something on that team,
I
something
think we're
important.
gonna trade Derek White and maybe.
He just gave up a first for
You
Derek White,
gave up
so
a first. I feel like you
it,
gotta
it's a, it's
I'll
a,
give up Pritchard. Give up Peyton Pritchard for
I
Malcolm
don't think they'll
Brogdon.
just do it for
That's-
I don't think they'll just
I
do
mean,
it for
it'd
Peyton
have to
Pritchard,
be.
though.
Like I
Package
said, I think,
Pritchard, Al Horford, maybe. If you're
and I
gonna,
think,
if you're
and
gonna,
I,
if you want Brogdon in the starting lineup with Smart, Tatum, and Brown, I'd say you package off Horford, Pritchard,
yeah,
and a few picks.
I don't know
yeah,
if
because you're
that'll
gonna
be
have to
enough.
give something. You're gonna have to give because, and I think, like I said, and I know Marcus Smart. He's like kind of like he's been with the Celtics throughout everything.
Since
Throughout,
2014.
I mean, since Isaiah Thomas was leading the thing to
Kyrie,
y'all had that Isaiah Thomas, Al Horford, Jay Crowder kind of core, and then the Kyrie era, the rookie Tatum with Terry Rozier being like this breakout playoff performer. So now, like
Unfortunately,
Marcus
Gordon
Smart's been
Hayward
there.
getting hurt.
Gordon Hayward, Marcus Smart just been there. So like, is
He's
he the guy? Who you are you willing to give that up for? Malcolm Brogdon might be a better guy, but Marcus Smart will be more of a Celtic fan favorite because, like I say, he's been there throughout the whole entire like thing. He's been there throughout he's been there throughout the whole process to getting to this point.
and
I'm
plus,
willing. I'm willing to trade him. I don't think we would do that though. Like
And
I'm willing just to listen to offers.
to offers,
thing is though, if you get rid of Horford and Pritchard, your starting lineup gets younger,
gets better. It gets. I mean, the ceiling gets higher because
higher.
yeah, your ceiling automatically because then you're not really running a two center lineup per se. You're
No.
running more of a in this day and age, you're running more of a traditional lineup. Tatum's more than capable of playing the 4 because
He
with his size, Brown is more than capable of playing the 3. Smart defensively can play the 2, and then at the 1 you'd have Brogdon, or they both. Brogdon can play the 2.
two because in
Brog,
Milwaukee he was the two. He was the two
yeah.
in
So
Milwaukee with
Brogdon,
Bledsoe.
if you want the bigger guy, he's bigger than Smart. You have him at the 2. So
Go
I mean,
Bledsoe two.
if you trade like Horford, Pritchard, maybe even like a few picks,
You could
you
probably
could
get him.
land Brogdon. If not, you trade Horford maybe or Pritchard, maybe Grant Williams or something like. Because if Malcolm Brogdon's like the target, you're gonna have to give up something. So
We have a new regime now, and our former head coach is now the GM,
yeah,
and he's been with Smart. So
I don't.
we've
That's
been
Like,
smart.
more
I
Smart
don't
was
willing
see
to
the
him
make
guy.
trading
trades the
Smart
last few years,
for Brogdon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see
but
it.
I think Brogdon's getting traded. But it's just a dream scenario, obviously.
Yeah, this is a dream
Yeah,
scenario.
like,
This
that's what you want to
this
happen.
probably
For
won't happen.
example, I want to bring Damian
But-
Lillard to Milwaukee, but that won't happen.
The first thing I want to do is add a big. That's the first thing I want to
So
do.
so and that kind of goes to where I was talking about earlier is like, what is the status of Al Horford? Because Robert Williams, we know he's gonna be there.
Yeah.
What's
We're
the deal with Horford?
overpaying Al Horford right now because
Well, because we
we're still
pay.
paying this because of you.
Philly fucked you up.
We pretty much traded nothing to get him. So
Nothing
it's
to
okay.
get him though. So yeah.
We traded Kemba Walker, like just offsetting two bad contracts.
I was thinking of him the other day. I was like, remember when we were hyping him up on the next thing? He's gonna be what they need.
Then he almost got waived.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Got benched.
But if I could get a guy like, I'm just gonna say a random name, JaVale McGee off the bench. Like I'm fine with that. Extra height, because off like when Tatum and Brown are off the court, or sometimes we do 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Grant Williams playing 4. He's a little too small. I just want more size. That's really the first thing I want to do is add size, and maybe just look into some packages you could do. Maybe to get, obviously I want Malcolm Brogdon, but maybe just another guy because I don't know how much time we are going to experiment this Brown and Tatum. So I just want to, why not just go all in?
We saw that can work. That's the thing.
And
it worked this year.
And every team's going to get better. They're going to try to compound the Warriors. So we got to get better with y'all. With Milwaukee, we got to get better than a 76ers because y'all two are like the front runners, I guess to say, in the Eastern Conference.
I guess, I mean, the scale of the Eastern Conference, what is it? It would be
Milwaukee,
Bucks, Celtics, Sixers, Heat,
Bulls starting to improve. I've been seeing
Bulls fully
Net.
healthy, hopefully.
Brooklyn's just going to be there.
Brooklyn.
Cleveland has a bright future.
They're also
maybe
super
one of
interesting.
the teams that are in the lottery right now somehow has a breakout year.
The Pistons?
I like Detroit for the future. I don't know next year.
I don't know. Maybe one more year for Detroit.
I'm thinking. Let me think of a team that was. You're thinking.
Maybe the Pacers getting better with Halliburton.
Charlotte.
That's a good one. That is a good
Atlanta.
One. Atlanta coming back. They need to do a lot this offseason.
They got work to do.
It's either Capella, John Collins.
Traded for Rudy Gobert.
Listen, I'm gonna say this right now. Either Capella or John Collins are gonna be traded. One of them are guaranteed gone. Both of them are not on the roster, and I'm
saying this right now. I think one of them gets traded on draft day.
I think both of them could possibly even be gone if they do it, right?
If I'm Atlanta,
because they have who's that big man they drafted?
Onyeka Okongwu.
Like they're okay because they have him on a rookie deal, shedding salaries. I don't know how much they can shed off. But
I'll call up Utah, see the situation about Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert, Trae Young, and then you trade them Capella, John Collins, and a pick.
And Trae is so bad on defense. Gobert can help him.
Exactly, and that could help.
That will
help Versus team like Philadelphia, Milwaukee.
Yeah, because you're gonna have.
I would like Rudy Gobert to go to the Hornets.
Him and LaMelo, yeah.
Rudy Gobert. Okay, all bias aside, because I have to put all bias aside for this. Rudy Gobert with the Hawks, the Hornets, and the Bulls will be nasty.
Oh yeah.
If you put Gobert on that team with Zach LaVine, who is expected to resign, you put him on that team with DeMar.
A lot of people say they're going to stay and then they sign it somewhere else. So
I know, that's why I said expected. DeMar, I mean, not DeMar, DeFrozen, and then you got Alonzo coming back. That's going to be a great team.
By the way, I have prayers out to Alonzo because reportedly he's not like healing well, so I hope he gets healthy.
I do too.
That sucks. Fellow Jason Tatum draftee in the same year. Oh, that sucks.
Yep.
2017.
Alex Caruso. Not Caruso. Fuck. Kyle Kuzma. That's a name I wouldn't mind reaching out for if you're like a team wanting to go on a run for your bench.
Kyle Kuzma is going to be a name probably thrown out there here and there and also too. Now I don't know what his situation is. It's very unpredictable. Porzingis could be available again. I don't know what his situation is in Washington. He could be. I genuinely don't know. He could be completely fine and like wanting to stay there the rest of his life, or he could like be wanting out right now. I don't.
Quiet.
But he's been very quiet.
Ooh, for me with on the Hawks, maybe.
For me with Porzingis, it's all gonna depend on what Bradley Beal does.
Yeah, 100%.
If Bradley Beal stays, I'm thinking, I could play with one of the best shooting guards in the league. That would be pretty cool. But if I'm Porzingis, like I don't know if I could trust Washington to be like a contender.
Yeah. I mean, but he has to stay. He just has to stay healthy.
I just want everyone to stay healthy. Honestly, that's just not how it goes.
That's not how it goes in sports, man.
That's why, you really can't blame injuries for like a loss, really, because every team deals with injuries somehow.
Like I could say, like the Tatum shoulder, Robert Williams knee, but no, we got outplayed. You could say it with Middleton.
I could say if Embiid wasn't out the first two games, the series is different. Yeah,
Embiid was fully healthy.
It's about how you guys went to 6 for a reason. We went to 7 with the Celtics without Middleton for a reason.
But it's like you can't use what ifs as far as
Yeah,
injuries anymore because everyone has dealt with something in some kind of way. And honestly, sometimes, especially we've learned this over the last 2 or 3 seasons, that sometimes it might be the healthiest team that wins the championship. It just might be that way,
that's how
and
it goes.
honestly
Every
Look at the
that
Suns.
playoffs.
Look at the
and
Suns
no
making the
longer
finals last year.
and that is not a knock on the Warriors winning it because Steph is all-time performances in multiple games this series. No disrespect for the Celtics for them staying fairly healthy. That's no disrespect from the Suns or the Bucks. There's no disrespect to either team.
Anyone.
Um, and
Because
it is just
that one.
sometimes the healthiest teams win nowadays. I'll be
And
right
that's
back.
how it is. That's the thing. You always, as a coach, you should always be processing and thinking, okay, how can I do better? Like, that's one thing that I noticed. Like, the healthiest team last year in the playoffs was the Suns. Think
The
about it.
when Chris
Giannis
Paul got
wasn't
hurt in the
healthy that full
playoffs,
Giannis.
he did. They still beat the Lakers, but he wasn't fully healthy. But I know what you mean, and I agree.
Like, the Suns were the most healthiest team last year. A championship team. Because you got teams like these ACs that'll be healthy, but the one seed, even if they're missing someone, can destroy them.
In every playoffs, there's always a what if scenario.
Exactly. This year, what if Middleton never went down? That's the biggest one I'm seeing. Because that was the biggest injury this year in the playoffs. Last year was AD. This year was Middleton. Think about it. Will we have beaten you guys in six?
Well, we don't know about that.
We don't know. And that's one thing about what ifs. Oh, I could go on about what ifs forever. What if...
I like what ifs of sports, but I just don't like bringing it up as an excuse.
I wouldn't use it to try and knock a team like the Celtics. Yeah. That's the thing with what ifs. But B-Hub... Chris Middleton's more clutch than Jaylen Brown.
He's still better than Chris Middleton.
He's more clutch. Middleton has the ring. Brown doesn't.
Hey, that's why Jaylen Brown's younger than Chris Middleton. He has more years.
You're not wrong.
Hopefully he has more years. Hopefully he has more years. Because Jaylen Brown's younger than the age that Chris Middleton won his championship. So he still has to get to
30s.
Yeah, wasn't he 29
or 30?
Retire
after his contract. I don't think he would, but he could. He'll probably.
If I was Middleton, I would play as much as I can with Giannis.
And like Giannis said,
just stay.
Yeah, like Giannis said, the most saddest day of his career is going to be when Middleton retires.
Middleton's had a roller coaster of a career.
Oh, don't tell, bro. In 2018, I wanted to sign Brogdon and just let Middleton walk.
Let Middleton leave.
Middleton really pissed me off in that 2018 playoff run because he went cold versus Toronto.
The beauty of sports, like literally every year there's a new superstar born, like a phenomenon happening. That's what I really, really appreciate about sports.
Middleton last year.
Like Giannis winning Finals MVP with a 50-point, and then going to Chick-fil-A.
Bro, I was like,
it popped up on my YouTube earlier, and I watched it.
I know.
Not 48, not 49, not 51.
Can we just acknowledge her face when she realized that it was Giannis? She was like...
I don't know how you... Like, I know she probably... I'm not going to assume, but I'm just saying she might not know a lot about sports, so it happens sometimes.
No,
but
no, she knew who he was, because that's what the whole state was talking about last year. The Bucks. It was so bad I wasn't even talking about the Packers during the start of during Packers when training camp started. Because I wanted to do training camp stuff, but the Bucks just had me so distracted. Then we went right into season predictions and all. I had no time to do training camp stuff like I am gonna this year.
Yeah, and it's cool to see your team win. It's kind of terrible to see your team lose on your birthday.
Hold up. I have a little surprise for you.
For me?
Yes, because it was your birthday and I want to give you something good since none of your team's good.
Wow.
You know it's true.
Well, all my teams did lose on my birthday that played. I love all my teams. Go Red Sox, go Celtics, and go Cowboys.
Hold up. Where'd it go? I know where it went. I don't got it with me currently, okay? It's in storage right now. I had it out for a week, but my dad must have put it in storage. But for your birthday gift, because I know you've been trying to get an eager yourself into YouTube more.
Yes.
I'm going to give you my green screen.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Hayden, please don't break it.
How can I break a green screen?
Hayden,
It's literally a piece of fabric.
You are Hayden. You have bad luck breaking stuff.
Hey, I did break a monitor on camera. Middle of recording, I did do that. But you can. But in honor of your birthday, since your team's disappointing you, you can have a green screen.
My bad. I had an important call, but
yeah, go ahead.
But
I was just telling B-Hub how Middleton was more clutch than Brown.
Can we appreciate MG's new hairstyle? It's pretty nice.
Please. I have a photo of him, and he was like.
No, because I was trying to look at it, bro. And that was a bad angle, bro.
That was a terrible angle, and this is about to get shown if you're okay with it.
I don't care. I mean, my hair wasn't cut, but I don't care.
Here's a photo.
Hey, yeah.
This is a photo MG sent me after he got it done.
Yeah.
And I instantly saved it because I know some potential I can have with it.
Mm-hmm.
You good?
Maybe.
B-Hub, stop choking like Tatum.
But so some stuff I want to bring up here on the episode, and we'll talk about it. Is now that we're here, we got baseball and we got off season, right?
Oh yeah.
So what I want to do for the podcast, and I want to get the viewers take on it. If you're listening, still watching, whatever, in the premiere chat, whatever, right? Also, too, and everyone else, I want to make I want to make lists. We can do top 10 all-time lists in both football and basketball.
Like we did last year.
We can do top 10 current lists, top 10 positionals lists. We do have an NBA draft coming up, so I don't know if we'll do a draft episode because
I don't really know much.
Because y'all don't know much about the draft as I do, but we got a lot of stuff coming up. So, hey, we've been dead, but as far as the
we're gonna be live.
But the
Racing
podcast
like
will
the
be back
Undertaker.
I can't promise I'm going to be alive because I do too much stupid shit. But the podcast will be alive.
Yeah. Hayden breaks his PCs. He he breaks monitors. I can't promise if I'll be alive. His graphics card messes up here, and things just happen with him.
My car decides to break down every other week.
Next week, Hayden's gonna have the same corrupt headphones like the infamous ones.
Yep, he gonna break his headphones and then he gonna have corrupt headphones like
we got backups. These things are not working right now, so we're using the backups.
See, they didn't even work. The backups is not even working, bro.
No, these are the backups.
Those are the backups.
This is like 200.
So the one in your hand. So the black one,
right now, I don't know why.
The black ones are the Carson Wentz's, and those are the Nick Foles you got on right now.
No, because these are way better than Carson Wentz's career ever was.
But I'm just bringing up a backup.
Let me just tell you a true backup. This is Aaron Rodgers. This is Jordan Love.
Well, so wait, but Jordan Love doesn't play.
It wouldn't be working because he doesn't play.
Yeah, so your these headphones are gonna be working.
Guys,
Love did play. I overhyped the fuck out of him.
In one game against the Chiefs where he didn't do anything.
Yeah, and I overhyped the fuck out of him.
That means you're only
going up to it, saying he was going.
You only were these for one episode then, since Love only played one game.
He outdueled Mahomes that game. It's just the defense was better for the Chiefs. He did better than Mahomes that day, and I will die on that hill. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
No, he didn't, bro.
Just to end this, I have a question. Why in in a different scenario or something, you always gotta bring up the Packers?
Hey!
Why? And he always brings up a bad biased take in some way, shape, or form, dude.
I'm not wrong. Love did better that day, but we'll move on to why the Celtics.
No, he did not. Who won the game, Hayden?
Shut up.
Huh?
Who drove them to win the game?
Mahomes had 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. I don't care. Love only.
What did Jordan Love have?
1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Wow, 1 more interception.
He had more yardage for less completions than Mahomes. A better completion percentage too.
Wow.
No.
Who
drove them down? Who drove them? All right, I'm gonna look it up right now on the podcast.
Look it up. Love had a better
If
game
you
overall.
now we're gonna do a fair bet. If Love had better stats, I owe you nothing. If Mahomes had better stats, you owe me $5. All right, deal,
Nah,
deal.
I get
$1
five
deal.
dollars as well. I get
No,
$5.
no. If I'm wrong, I'm so confident. If I'm wrong, I will sing a special song that's a pinned comment. The first comment.
No, I'm
in
gonna
the
be
comment,
fully deaf. No.
All
I
right,
have to sing and
so
post it on the TikTok.
I want to say
Because I gotta
first
bring it
off,
back to life.
you're wrong and you're like right about some certain things. Mahomes had no interceptions
Oh, he had
this
none.
game.
Damn.
No, they both had one touchdown. Now Love had more yards,
Thank you.
but now let me see the completion percentages.
You
Now
should.
I gotta do math. I gotta do math because I'm on Google Stats because that's like the
Ah.
quickest way to find a game from
I
like
don't
three
know.
years ago.
MG's
So
so smart. He's just doing it in his head.
Yeah, MG's that smart, bro. He
all
doesn't
right, so
need these
Love
things.
had a 55% completion percentage. Patrick Mahomes, he went 20 for 37.
That's definitely more than that, right?
54%. So
Told you!
Love. So you were
Told
wrong
you!
and right. Love had 1% better. Okay, fine.
Better.
You want to
He did
one
better than
percent?
Mahomes that game, and
Hold
we're
up, hold
ending
up,
it on that.
hold, hold up, bro. Hold up. I gotta explain the stats to the people.
Not to
Jesus.
bring up stats.
Anyways, Love had, let's see, 20, 24 more yards, one better percent, and the same touchdowns. Love had one more interception. So they were even touchdowns. Love was worse when turning the ball over. Love was 1% better than Mahomes. I don't know. They basically had the same damn completion percentage. And
Something
Love
I
had
don't
20.
care.
Love. The only thing Love had really better than Mahomes was 24 more completion.
And
Yards. I'm sorry.
yards. The only thing that
Yeah,
Mahomes did better was interception.
How many
But
more
Love
passes
win
did
in.
Mahomes throw?
Yeah,
and
what
they
was
were
the passer?
basically they were basically even in everything else.
All right, what was the pass attempts and completions?
Mahomes was 20 completions, 37 attempts. Love was 19 completions, 34. They were 1% off, so it doesn't matter. One
Don't.
percentage off.
Yeah.
Love had one less completion, but for what it doesn't matter.
But it's
It
sad
doesn't matter.
that a guy who is not even projected to start for 3 years did better than Patrick
He
Mahomes.
still lost, Hayden.
He
Don't
still lost.
care.
What
That
happened?
was a
What happened?
moral win, okay?
Let me
That's a
see.
moral win.
When the Chiefs needed Mahomes, he drove them down and got field goal, bro. I'm just saying.
Hey, Love got a
I'm
field
just
goal
saying.
too, bro.
Yeah, but Mahomes did it when it mattered most to get him the lead, and they won the game. I'm
Hey,
just saying.
Love did tie it up, but yeah.
Yeah, but Mahomes took the lead back, bro. He did what he had to do that game. Hey,
We're
all
only
I'm
gonna see Love play in his fifth year when he's getting paid like $20 million.
I don't want to
for
talk
real in that
about
fifth
that.
year option.
I don't want to
But
talk about that until that comes.
anyways, anything else y'all want to discuss
Yes.
before
I'm
we
gonna be
say goodbye?
depressed for a while.
Yes.
Sucks to suck,
Tatum
man.
is nothing or nowhere near Kobe Bryant, and we need to stop comparing him to it. Same with Devin Booker. Thank you for coming to my TED
All right.
Talk.
Okay.
TikTok.
It's my
Um,
TED
I wanna-
Talk.
TikTok.
TED
All I
Talk
wanna-
on TikTok. That's going to be the TikTok clip. You're on TikTok.
All I want to say is appreciate y'all for being here. The Ben Podcast is back, and I'm ready to drop some episodes this summer. So if y'all ready to talk sports and more and other things as well, come back for more. I'm gonna start promoting the podcast too. So subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hit the notification bell. Make sure y'all gotta like it, bruh. Like the episode if y'all enjoyed it. And yeah, that's it for me.
MG?
The rest of the boys can close it out. What's up?
B Hub and MG.
What?
You ready for baseball?
Oh, baseball been going on for like 2
We
months.
got
dog.
baseball time on the podcast now. Woo! And B Hub, don't forget the
Technically,
fucking
it's
line,
pretty
and you know the
much
line.
only
If you do, you're a disappointment.
I forgot. I told y'all I was gonna do this podcast episode like this, and I forgot I was supposed to sit down and hold it like a real
Not
microphone.
this podcast episode, but next podcast episode.
Exactly.
But Mia, don't you forget the line, or I will be disappointing you, and the Celtics will never win anything if you forget the line. Anyways.
Close it out. Be up.
I want to say thank you all for watching. B-Hub, also known as depressed Celtics fan that lost the championship on his birthday here. And I'm here to wrap it up. Episode 73, a very good episode. Hayden, can you please stop? I'm already hurt enough. And I gotta do the special Isaiah line. Can I get a tutorial of how to do it?
Yeah, I got you. You ready?
I'm your host,
B-Hub!
and as always,
And as always, piss off, cunts.
ah.